Okay, today we're going to learn the halacha. We spoke about it last week. The wraps, when the people have some fillings in them, all kind of maybe tuna, maybe egg salad. So what's the brocha on those wraps? So there's two. The question is in two sections of the question. Number one, if you don't eat kviyus suuda, what's the brocha on the wraps? When you eat a little bit, less than kviyus suuda, you're not making a whole meal of that. And then, what's the brocha would be if it's a kviyus suuda? You're eating a full meal, making a full meal out of it, a big wrap with a lot of food in it. So it says like this. It says in the Tur, Troiknin, Vush oisa guma bekira, v'noisen bo kemach umayim, v'marvin bo, v'nafa bo, chayav b'chalam, v'verachal v'moitzi. Okay, there's one way of doing the dough. Like you said, they used to make fill it with water and a flour, mix it a lot of water, but at the end it's still a moitzi with the head and then the shape of a bread. But then what's nogea to us about terita? Terita, it's exactly the wraps. Should be liloso rako. The whole mixture of the dough and the water, it was a lot of water, and the dough was very thin, like the wraps. That's over there. They used to, instead of making a dough out of it, the mamash, it was almost a liquid. There was so little flour over there that they used to pour the water mixed with the flour into the place where they made the bread. And it becomes so spread, like we have the wraps. And all of Torah's lechem, vorchem all of boirem in the mezoinos, the brochos. Again, so right here it tells you the brocha would be on those wraps on their own, without kviyus suda mezoinos. Vim kova suda also mevorach hamoitzi v'sholosh brochos. However, if you make kviyus suda, we already said we're going to talk about it another time. But even kloli kviyus suda, it's your meal. But there is details to it. How much you have to be, and if you're saveh. Okay, but like I said, if it's kviyus suda, boyfriend kloli, if it's your meal, then it says the Tur Paskan, you should say bracha on it, moitzi and shalosh brochos, birkas hamazon. Now the Bes Yosef, he disagrees with the Tur. He's choylekanim, and many maskim with the Bes Yosef. This looks like from the Gemara more. He says that on the terita, that which is what we call the wraps today, even kviyus suda would not convert the bracha from mezoinos to hamoitzi. And he says, so here's the lashon. He says, umashma, the terita. I'm not going to the whole thing. It's based on the Gemara in brochos daf lamed zayin. You say umashma the terita afilu kova alei enu mevarech el boirem in the mezoinos. Dimeloken ma'yika ben truknin leterita. Okay, and many poskim saying that the Bes Yosef have a very strong raya from the Gemara, the Chayra, the terita, even you kaveh suudas, according to this, according to Bes Yosef, if you take the wraps and you make a whole meal out of it, it's still mezoinos. It's kviyus suuda because that certain things don't convert to mezoinos. Like one of them, the Taz bring the wafers. Wafers, he says, no matter how much you eat out of them, it's not a lechem. Something would be lakshan. It doesn't matter how much you're going to eat a lakshan kugel, that's not going to turn to kugel. But we're going to talk about another shiur, like what's become kviyus suda, makes it like a bread. Over here, the Bes Yosef says it's the terita, even when you kaveh suda, it's going to be mezoinos. According to this, you could add a whole meal with the wrap, according to Bes Yosef, a whole meal of kviyus suda, and it's mezoinos. Okay, so that's what he says in Shulchan Aruch. That's how we paskin. He says, Aval terita dahainu sholokim kemach umayim umarvin esam v'shovchim al akira v'mispashet v'nefo en olav teras lechem klal v'enoch el aboyrem in amazonos v'omen sholosh v'afilu kavas udas olav. So looks like over here the Ramo doesn't have any comments on it. He's maskim with the mechaber. That's the Ramo also with the maskim. That would be mezoinos, even with kviyus suda. The levush say the same thing, like the he says this, the levush says the same thing like the mechaber, that's going to be mezoinos, it's not going to become hamoitzi. And then Rabbeinu Avrom Azulai on the levush, he brings the Rambam, look, it says like the Tur, he says la Rambam the troknem v'terisa shovim v'im kova mevorach hamoitzi. It's like the Tur. And then the Elias Zuta brings the Bach says that since it's a big machloikas over here, it says like this: "Va'abach ich me betroiken echet lo kavia suda u batarit echet lo kavia suda the en lochel ken mevarach alechem gomor betchilam v'hagachem b'such suda." Since the machloikas of big poskim over here, what the brocha on it? So it says here the Rabach recommends that you should do when you eat wraps, especially when you have a kviu suda, sofa kviu suda. So you should say brocha on the bread and then eat the wraps because it's a big machloikas. So the Lamaisa.
Is that saying that the wrap is like fruit juice or?
Oh, so very good. Thank you for asking this, because the wraps is even more when the Gemara speaks about nothing to do with fruit juice. The shape, sometimes the shape of the dough and the texture of the dough could change whether it's mazoinus or amoitzi. So the texture too. How much more the wraps? Probably it's more mazoinus. Because it's probably the way they do it. It's some sweetener, some other things over there. You're right, but if, the question now on Kviyu Suda, if that thing is Kviyu, since it's a big machlek, according to Bes Yosef, the Ramah, the Levush, Kviyu Suda doesn't change. It's Mazoinus. Then according to the Tur, the Rambam, it would be Hamoitzi. So that's why the Bach recommends make brocha on a bread and then eat this. Lamaisa like this. When you look at the Mishnah Berurah, the Mishnah Berurah brings all this up, and then he says, "Ubeshilte ageboirim." He says he says like the Shulchan Aruch. Doesn't tell you how to do. The Aruch HaShulchan more clear on it. The Aruch HaShulchan says, "Lamaisa." He says, if you kaveh suuda, he says you should go. He says like the Tur, make hamoitzi on it. Here's the lashon of the Aruch HaShulchan. Miu yeshan the perita the beterita the kshekova adinim atur. So the dinim the Tur that you will make hamoitzi. So there's more sad to say on it hamoitzi, but that's why we should do what the Bach recommends, that you make a brocha on the bread and then you eat your wrap with whatever fillings in it. So obviously there's a lot more to look into. I didn't finish this morning to look at all of them, but Lamaisa, after you see this, no matter how much more you're going to find, Lamaisa definitely for Yirei Shamayim, it's definitely it's better to say on such a thing bracha on the bread and then eat your wrap, because otherwise you're going into a big machloikas over here. So the bracha would be lamaisa on the wraps, especially the way they sell them for when the fillings in them, for sandwiches, the mega American size mega. That's usually it's kviyu suda. It's your meal. It's not just a little kinuach suda, a little dessert. So it's better to make bracha on the bread and then eat your wraps. Okay, I'm sorry that makes your life difficult. That's how that should be. Okay.
If you go to the store now,